My name is Muhammad Abdullah. I am currently working as a data engineer for Wood Group. I studied petroleum engineering in my bachelor's and I did a master's in petroleum data management. I originate from Pakistan and I came to UK around 4 years ago to do my master's in University of Aberdeen, as I said, in petroleum data management.
Thank you very much. And why did you choose University of Aberdeen?
So I wanted to excel in oil and gas industry. And when I was researching for my further education options, I had some hubs in mind. For example, Calgary, or I should say Alberta in Canada, or Houston in US, or Aberdeen, because as per my understanding, it was at that time oil and gas capital of Europe. I think it still is, but now we are transitioning more to clean and clean energy. But that was the main reason why I decided to come here. And then there were other factors which pushed me away from the other opportunities and brought me to Aberdeen. And then University of Aberdeen itself, because it was a good enough university with good reputation and it was offering a program that was aligning with my interests and my future prospects that I was thinking for myself. So I chose.
And thank you. And what interested you in petroleum data management?
So when I was doing my bachelor's, there are two answers to it. One is philosophical and one is realistic. I'll give you a philosophical one first. So when I was doing my bachelor's, I studied a program, a course in computer science, which intrigued me, and then the opportunities were endless in my mind at that point. And when I got out of my degree, it was peak COVID. I think the American standard for oil was a negative because they had to pay money to store the oil, so they were basically dumping it. And I realized if I need to do something in the industry, I cannot just be a standard mainstream petroleum engineer because that's not going to be very long term. And also I should do something to diversify my skill set. That's why I decided, okay, I need to add an extra skill set. That should be data management or data science. And so because the time I graduated and because of some of my interest, I went into this pathway.
Interesting. And how was it different from your undergraduate degree?
It's entirely different. My undergrad was petroleum engineering.
Yeah.
Full-fledged. I studied drilling, hydrocarbon management in the reservoir and production, and just engineering. There was no computer science at all. And for this course, I studied database management, data to insight, some machine learning, some AI, and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And data standard, for example. So it's exactly opposite, but both complement each other in terms of their application, because I studied the hardcore engineering of oil and gas. That's why I'm able to now apply the data engineering skills to that domain as well.
Thank you. And did you participate at any clubs or societies as a student?
Yes, very much so. In my bachelor's, I was a very active member of debating society, and I used to go debates for 3 years. I won a couple of competitions in Pakistan, and as we were talking before, I started a society called UT Astronomical Society for people who want to do amateur astronomy. I was part of a couple other technical societies like petroleum engineering students, a society of heat and refrigeration engineers. So just to open up myself to more skill sets and expose myself to more people. And in University of Aberdeen, I was not very much so because it was peak COVID. We couldn't do much of anything which involved more than two people or more than one people in close proximity. But I did try to get into Aberdeen Debater Club or Aberdeen Debating Club. I think I took a couple sessions online, but after that it was because it was not in person, so I didn't find the charm in it as I used to find it.
Thank you. Very interesting. And what were your priorities while studying, and how did you manage your time effectively?
My priorities were basically I've always been a person who want to learn than to cram or than just pass the exam. So I always tried to understand the topic and then go from there. And time management, to be honest, I feel like as a student you have a lot of time. At least that's what I felt. You don't have much responsibility. Like, every person's circumstances will be different, but I think if you just be a little focused and containerize your time. So for example, you put boundaries that I will do this in that time, then you can easily manage it. And in the working professional life, after you have a family, I think now time management becomes tough, and it's now you really have to do extra effort in your time management to work around it. But as a student, I think it's easy enough.
Yeah, thank you. And did you have any internships or part-time jobs as a student?
Yeah, so during my bachelor's, I did an internship in a Hungarian-based company, but they were working in Pakistan. They're still working in Pakistan. They are an operator of a field north of Pakistan. I was on a drilling site for a couple of months. It was very insightful, and I learned a lot about oil and gas at that time. I made a lot of contacts. And I think that information or that knowledge that I gained during those 2 months was very valuable. I still find it relevant to my job sometimes, even though I'm working very far away from that skill set now. I was fortunate enough to reach the drill site when they were almost completing the drilling and went into the production phase. So I saw all the steps from drilling to liner hanger and perforations and tubing, and then chemistry and all that, flaring and checking and well testing. I saw all of it in 2 months. It was like a crash course of my whole degree.
That's very interesting, thank you. And what is Wood?
Wood, I'll give you a definition that is on their company. It's a built environment engineering consulting company. Basically, it's I would say 3 companies within one company. We do consulting, we do operations, we do projects. I am part of consulting, more focused on digital consulting side of things. Recently, I moved from digital consulting to intelligent asset solutions, which just within the company, more realignment. What we basically do is holistically is that we are trying to get, I think, overall get the energy security bit covered, and also transitioning to net zero goals that we have set out for ourselves as I would say humanity.
Yeah, thank you. And how has it grown and changed since you joined it?
I can only say about my part that I work in. As I said, it's a big company, so I cannot say how holistically it has changed. But the part I have worked with, we have been very busy past 2-3 years. We're developing more and more AI-based solutions, which I've been actively part of in development and the delivery of it. We have hardened our solutions. We have introduced more database and AI-based solutions to our clients, and we are trying to lead our industry in a more automated operations way, where we can use more of AI and machine learning and make it safe and also cost effective.
Interesting. And how did you get started at Wood?
So after my graduation, I think after finishing my master's, I was looking for a job for 2-3 months, and then I met a person who were working at Wood at that time. I think they're still working, and they mentioned that there is a data engineering position that I might be suitable for, so I should try for it, and I applied, and then I had an interview, and it felt like it aligned to what I wanted to do, and it also aligned to my skill sets. So I joined as data engineer in May 2022.
Perfect, thank you. And can you walk us through your day-to-day work and some of the frequent problems that you face?
My day-to-day work is never the same. I don't think that there's a single day in past almost 2.5 years that has been a replica of the previous day. That's only because the place I work in, we're very agile, we're very up to the task, and we want to always grow, and want to always change and fix the problems. I would say the day-to-day problems I see is majorly around the data quality that I have to deal with sometimes. But I think there's never been issues. There have always been riddles that you solve, and then you get reward at the end of it. at the data quality thing I said is because our industry has not been very, I would say, up to the mark in digitizing on time and keeping the data sanctity in a way that it should have been, like other industries have been doing. But I think we're changing now, and people have realized the value of data, and the data quality has been improving for the newer projects.
Thank you. And what are the skills that are essential to succeed in your role?
I would say, apart from the technical skills, I would talk more on the personal side. I would say you need to always have a positive outlook. You need to always try to find a solution, and just think that there is nothing in this world that is not solvable if you put enough effort to it. I think that's about it. Any other skills that is required, when you have that attitude, you can just learn it on the go.
Okay. And did you see yourself on this current job while you were studying?
Not exactly this role, this type of role, because I wouldn't have known there's something like that exists. But yes, when I was studying in my master's, I was definitely looking for a role that involved engineering and data together, so I could leverage both of the skill sets and do something for me.
Thank you. And what are some books or resources you would recommend for somebody who is interested to learn more about the industry?
In general, industry, oil and gas, I would say, I can't say any specific books that can help you apart from some technical books. But if someone is trying to do a transition like me from engineering to data side or engineering to computer science side, I would say you can take courses online that can help you. For example, if you are just an engineer from, like me, mechanical, electrical or petroleum, and you want to switch into this side, what you can start from is you can take a course online from Harvard. It's called CS50. It's a basis of computer science, and from there you can see what you like and what you don't like, and then build on that, which skill set you want to polish more. To understand industry, I would say just keep an eye on LinkedIn news and articles that are published around that industry if you want to keep up with the information that is coming.
Yes, thank you. And how networking is important in your industry? Like, is it important?
Yes, I would say 100%. Because I believe in. I think it's a fact that we're all social animals, right? And you're a mixture of 7, 8, 10 people that you are close to in a given period of time. So networking is very important when you go and speak to people and expose yourself to new ideas and foster the relationships. It gives you opportunities, it gives you something new to think about, and most importantly, it gives you confidence in yourself that yes, I have something to have people to listen to me, and I am able to engage properly, and I'm able to build those relationships.
So, in your opinion, how can students utilize networking effectively?
I think exposing yourself to more established people in the industry and in academia, and connecting them and fostering relationships helps people gain more opportunities, know more about what other people have been doing, and it can help you connect to those people and ask for advice when you're a student. You don't really know much about what's going on out there. So I think all of these things will help you if you do network and if you do go and speak to people for your benefit.
Interesting. And how important is teamwork in your type of career?
I think teamwork is very important in any type of career, in any type of job. There is nothing that you can achieve single-handedly. The team I work with, I believe if we hadn't have those people and those mindsets that we do have, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we have achieved, regardless of the skill sets. Even if there were 5 Einsteins, but they didn't have the teamwork that we currently have, they wouldn't have achieved what we have achieved. It's because if you're working in silos, if you're working single-handedly, you wouldn't be able to get the result what you want, because if there's no collaboration, there is no knowledge transfer. You will be just stuck in your own ways and your own thinking, and you will never be able to understand if you are doing something incorrectly, or if you are doing something less effectively, basically.
Interesting. And what advice do you have for students trying to get internships?
I would say networking is a way to get internships. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn, but try to be not nagging. I don't know if it's a correct word, and try to be polite and direct. You can use university resources. You can speak to the career support department in the University of Abdullah. They helped me in my job journey as well. They helped me review a lot of CVs. They gave me an opportunity to apply for. And apart from that, some universities have programs that they give you options to just get an opportunity straight away. You don't have to apply for it. For example, when I did my internship, it was offered to me by my university. They had already arranged it with the industry. Yeah. So I think looking for those opportunities within your academia are also one way to get it.
In terms of technical skills for your type of career, what would you recommend to students to focus on?
I would say in the data world, the most important skill is to adapt and to gain more and more understanding and knowledge of new technologies that are coming. So for example, recently, two years ago, OpenAI launched their GPT models. The first GPT model that was launched 2 years ago, if you think about it, it is not a very long time in academia, but since then, there has been a lot of growth and there's been a lot of change. How those models are being utilized, how those models are what those models are, and how they are being used in our day-to-day. So if you are not keeping up to date to the newer technologies, you would just not reach the place you want to reach. You're not cut out of for this type of job. As I said before, any skill set that is required for the job, you can learn it if you have the will. As I said, I didn't come from a coding background, but I have to code essentially day to day. I learned it mostly on my own, just because I had a will to learn it. But the most important skill would be adaptability and the reason and the courage and the potential to learn it and effort to put in to learn it.
Interesting, thank you. And two more questions. What advice do you have for students struggling with stress? Maybe because they're far away from home or any other reasons?
I was in a similar situation, especially when I was new to UK. I was studying in a newer type of program. As I said, I was studying how to code, and then it was COVID, and I was away from my home. I think I left my country for the first time in my life at that point. So what helped me the most is I tried to keep in contact with people who I love and people who love me.
Yes.
This was one of the biggest stress buster, and I think having an active lifestyle where you have some form of exercise built into your routine or some form of physical activity built into your routine, and just giving yourself some time every day, half an hour to an hour, whatever you like. If you like to play badminton, if you like to do meditation, if you like to watch a movie, something that just makes you happy has absolutely no productive value, but it's just for yourself. I think these type of situations can help. And if someone is like an immigrant, for example like myself, and has been in a situation where they miss their home, I think you can connect to the community. Most of the countries, UK is a very diverse country. If we're talking about UK, they can connect to their culturally same people, and then feel a little less wild. I'm not saying, or I cannot say that you will feel exactly the same way that you were feeling before coming here. Yeah. But I think these things can help, and everyone has to do some sacrifices in their life to achieve something. I think it's all part of life.
Thank you. It's a great advice. And the last question is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say don't think too much about things and let them flow. You cannot control. You cannot control everything. Just trust that you are strong enough to get out of a situation if you get yourself into. I recently read somewhere that when a bird sits on a tree or on a branch, it doesn't trust the branch that it's sitting on. It trusts its wings, that if the branch is broken, it can just fly away. Wow. So I would just tell myself, if I could go back, that don't trust the branch. Don't think too much about the branch. Just trust that your wings will be able to fly you.